Hi everyone, my name is Taddy and I am the founder of Moon Sign Creative, which is an astrology and art-based community, and I make videos on astrology, self-growth, self-care, self-love, so many things. So if that interests you, please subscribe, please continue watching. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Aries risings. So I'm very excited to get into this. I also want to say before I get into this that I give birth chart readings, so if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me to really look into your birth chart, the link for that is down below. And I also want to say that if you want to just donate and support the channel, the link for that is down below as well. But yeah, let's get into this. What is your rising sign? What is your ascendant sign? Your ascendant sign is the sign that people see you as, and it can also be considered how you physically might look like. It could also be considered how your perspective on life and how you see the world. So these are basically your glasses for your chart. This is how you perceive the world and how people see you in those shades. I think it's also important to consider your planetary ruler for this. And for those who don't know, I'm a Western tropical astrologer, but I also look into both modern and traditional rulerships. So getting into Aries risings. I personally love Aries risings. I'm very attracted to them because I'm a Libra rising, so that's my partnership sign, Aries is. But I think it's really important to consider their spark, their courageousness. They have this motivation and drive that is so intriguing to me because they often are able to start things right away. They're able to jump head first, right? Like head first, right there. Let's start this. They're there. They're doing this. They're quite impulsive in that way. So they have to kind of watch out for this sometimes, but they're a bit impulsive, but this can often help things get started really quickly, especially in a group project. They're able to start things right away. They're like, okay, let's do this. Let's keep going, which I love. And I think what's important to consider is their rulership, which is Mars. And Mars is the planet of work, of your drive, of your motivation. And I think this is such an important aspect to consider when looking at your rising sign. So you would look to your Mars sign as well, because that's going to give you some of that energy and help you understand your own rising sign a bit better as well. So Aries is known as the sign of beginnings. And I think as Aries risings, their lesson in life is to really start new beginnings in a lot of different ways for themselves. They are here to really help other people start new beginnings as well, but they're here to be leaders in some form. They are very entrepreneurial. They're very much out there in terms of how spoken they are. And this is so motivating to other people. One of their greatest gifts is that they can motivate a lot of different people because other people see themselves in them and they need someone to sometimes take charge and take action. And that is perfect for Aries risings because they love doing that. They love taking the lead. They love going first. They love helping other people in this way. But they also know that this world is for them to understand themselves more, and by doing what's best for them, they're actually doing a lot of what's best for other people too. Of course, you need to consider other people in this aspect, but they're not afraid to set clear boundaries with other people and go after what they want. And that is very inspiring sometimes because you can really see that. There's always going to be like the lower vibration of the sign in some degree, but it's understanding that they can, if they are able to use this gift of theirs in such a positive way to help other people, they're gonna feel so much better about themselves. They're gonna still do what they want, but to help other people in the process of it. Growing up, Aries risings might have felt like they had to be very independent. So maybe they were left to themselves a lot, or maybe they had to take charge of their life in some form. Risings are also very warm and generous and lively. They honestly love a good time. They often are seeking out adventure in some form. They're very courageous. Really interesting about Aries risings is that they're very quick-witted and they're very they can be a bit quick-tempered as well, but they are able to really formulate a plan right off the bat. They're like, okay, let's just do this. Let's make a decision. Let's make a choice. So it's funny because that's also a really great trait, because at least they're not dilly-dallying in a lot of cases, and not like, they can be a bit impatient, which they also have to learn, but they also are not afraid to take the next step, to take the next leap, to really put themselves out there. And I love this about Aries risings, because they can be very inspiring in that way, and to really understand that is such a great trait of theirs. Since Aries risings are a fire sign, it's really important to consider that fiery energy of them. Like, they are so warm, they're so generous, they're very friendly people. So they love that interaction with other people. They love feeding off of each other's energy. They're really great to really brainstorm ideas, because they feed off of that energy. They also just love testing themselves too. They're really improving on themselves, and I really admire this trait of theirs, because they're very self-conscious about self-growth and how far they've come and how far can they go. And life is like a marathon to an Aries rising. Life is like a marathon to an Aries rising. They know they can't. Sometimes they think that it's a race, and then they're like, wait, no, gotta take a step back. And then they start to realize, no, it's a marathon. It's and they love competition sometimes too. So I think this is really funny sometimes, but I think this is a great trait too, because even with competing with themselves, they learn how to become a better person. They learn that it's important to make improvements in their lives, and how that really changes their life for the better. When we look at planetary rulers, it's important to consider where their Mars sign is. So for example, I'm not going to go through all the Mars signs yet, but I'm going to do that soon. So comment down below which planet you want first for all the planets. But for example, if they have a Mars in Aquarius, they would often try and do what's best for the collective, do what's best for the group before making a decision, because that's gonna make them feel the best, and that's what motivates them. So if, for example, they have Mars in Pisces, though, they're more likely to see the world as an emotional sphere and an emotional place. So their impulsivity will come from these emotional, intuitive ways of making decisions and taking action based on intuition instead of other realms. So yeah, that's just a brief thing, but let me know in the comments below if you want a full second video on this. Let me know. Aries risings have a lot of energy. They have a lot of energy, and it's really important for them to do practices that really help them get that energy out. So I would say working out, taking walks, any physical activity for them is going to be really important for their mental health, for their physical health, because if they don't unleash that energy in some form actively, they're just gonna have a lot of anxiety. And yeah, so whatever they can do to release that in a physical way, that's gonna make them feel so much better. These risings can also be very blunt and honest. This is something that they have to consider and they have to be aware of, but sometimes they can speak before they think about what they say. So they need to consider that a little bit more, but I would say a mature Aries rising would consider that. But yeah, it's just interesting because this can also be really good because they're honest people. They're very honest with what they're feeling, what they should be doing, their perspective, and that's also a really great thing. Also, it's important to consider that Aries risings can be a bit accident prone because they can be so impulsive, so they might have to very hard to do sometimes, but always have a first aid kit. I think this is just important to consider. I love this placement because they honestly really encourage everyone around them to go after what they want, and this is so inspirational for the collective. This is so motivating for the collective, and everyone does appreciate their honesty. They appreciate, maybe not everyone appreciates their honesty, but everyone appreciates how driven they are, how much they go after what they want. A lot of the time, a lot of people think Aries placements do not finish what they start. I don't think this is true necessarily. Like, I think this could be true for different areas of their lives, like their hobbies or certain things like that. But if it's for their career and if they know what they want, they will go after it. And the thing is, they just have to find things that keep them interested. They have to make things a game. They have to make it fun. They need to find that inspiration and make things fun for themselves, because if they get bored, yes, they will like let that go and like not go through with that. But if they're able to make things interesting for themselves, that's going to be so beneficial for them. So again, what I love about Aries risings is that they're very lively, very fun, very outgoing, very much courageous, adventurous, and are here to motivate other people, to lead other people. And I love this so much about them. If that resonates with you, please comment down below. Send this to your Aries rising friends. Let them know that you see them, that you love them. And if you're interested in joining a very welcoming, amazing community for creatives, entrepreneurs, astrologers, tarot readers, then you can check the link down below to my Patreon page. We do full moon and new moon events, and I'm so excited to just be with the community. It's been an amazing community, so yeah, check that out down below. And if you would like a one-on-one birth chart reading with me, you can check that as well down below. And or if you just want to support the page, it's again also down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. Let me know, and let me know which video you want to see next. Just know that the universe does have your back, and with peace and love, take care. Bye.